the only one that can save me. Please save me.
She hadn't slept through the night in months. Every morning, the 8 blocks to school felt like walking through enemy territory. The bullying was real. The fear was suffocating, and no one in authority was willing to listen. Desperate and alone, she did something no 6-year-old should ever have to do. She walked up to the building of the most powerful man in the city and asked him to walk her to school. What happened next didn't just save her life. It exposed a broken system the entire neighborhood had been ignoring. And when a billionaire's convoy showed up at that elementary school, the bullies and their protected families realized they'd made a catastrophic mistake. Before we dive into Sky's story, I want to know, where are you watching this from? Drop your city and country in the comments right now. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, as that is one of the ways you can use to support the work we do here. All right, let's go back to where it all started. Sky walked with her shoulders pulled in tight. She made herself smaller on purpose. 8 blocks to school felt like 8 miles. Every crack in the sidewalk made her heart beat faster. Every corner felt dangerous. That morning, something inside her broke. Not loud like screaming, quiet like a string snapping in her chest. She couldn't pretend anymore. Sky stopped at the intersection. The safe part ended here. Across the street stood a tall building everyone told her to avoid. The man who owned it had bodyguards that looked like nightmares. Adults were scared of him. Kids whispered his name. Even the mean girls never walked past his block. Her backpack felt heavy. Her hands shook. "If nobody will help me," she whispered to herself. Her voice cracked. "I'll ask the man everyone's afraid of." No 6-year-old should have to make this choice. But Sky wasn't being brave. She was trying to survive, and survival lived across that street. She took one step forward, then another. Her mother told her yesterday that the school couldn't do anything. The principal said the girls' families were important. He said there wasn't enough proof. Proof of what? The bruises on her arms? The way she cried every single night? Sky wrote a note last night before bed. Only one sentence: "I want to feel safe going to school." She folded it and put it under her pillow like people do with wishes. But wishes never worked for her. This morning she took that note from under her pillow. She put it in her pocket. The building across the street looked like a giant. Windows like dark eyes staring down at her. Her legs wanted to run home. Her brain said this was stupid. But her heart said something different. Her heart said if the people who were supposed to protect her wouldn't do it, maybe the scary man would. She didn't know why she thought that. Maybe because scary people understood scary things. Sky looked both ways. No cars coming. She stepped off the curb. Her shoe touched the other side of the street. She was on his block now. 2 men in black suits saw her immediately. They were huge. Their faces showed nothing. One of them touched his ear like he was listening to something. They both stared at her. Sky wanted to turn around and run, but running was what she did every day. Running didn't work anymore. She walked toward them. Her backpack bounced against her back. Her note felt heavy in her pocket. "You lost, kid?" one guard asked. His voice was deep. "No." Sky lifted her chin a tiny bit, just enough to look less scared than she felt. "I need your boss." Both guards froze. Nobody asked for their boss. People sent emails, made appointments, offered money. Nobody just walked up and asked. "Who sent you here?" Sky's answer came out before she could stop it. "Everyone who didn't help me." The guard's face changed, just a little, like her words hit him somewhere he didn't expect. He pulled out his phone, pressed one button. "Boss, there's a kid here. Says people are hurting her on your street." Silence on the other end. Then a voice Sky couldn't hear said something. The guard looked at her differently now. He said, "Bring you up." The world felt different suddenly, lighter and heavier at the same time. Sky nodded. The guard opened the door, and she walked inside. Cassian sat behind his desk reviewing reports. Numbers made sense to him. Contracts made sense. People didn't. He avoided feelings the way most people avoided danger. Then he heard something that didn't belong in his world. A small crying sound drifted up from the street below. He stood and walked to the terrace, looked down. A tiny girl stood on the sidewalk staring at his building, scared, alone. For 1 second, he wasn't Cassian Ward the billionaire anymore. He was 7 years old again, standing at the edge of a schoolyard, waiting for the moment adults looked away so the shadows could swallow him. His chest got tight, an old feeling he hated. "Boss," his guard spoke behind him. "Meeting starts in 10 minutes. Cassian didn't answer. That kid down there, the way she stood, he knew that posture. He wore it once. Money never erased that memory. His phone buzzed, the guard calling from downstairs. "Boss, there's a kid here. Says people are hurting her on your street." Cassian closed his eyes. He'd built walls around himself for 30 years, walls that kept everything out, kept him safe, kept him cold. One sentence from a guard about a hurt kid, and those walls cracked. "Boss, bring her up." He hung up. His assistant rushed in. "The board members are waiting on the call." "Cancel it." "Sir, this is the merger we've been—" "I said cancel it." The assistant left quickly. Cassian loosened his tie. He didn't know why his hands felt unsteady. The elevator dinged, doors opened, and there she stood, small, shaking, holding a backpack that looked too heavy for her. Her eyes met his. He saw himself in those eyes. She walked forward and held out a folded piece of paper. Her hand trembled so hard the paper shook. Cassian took it, unfolded it slowly. 7 words written in crayon. "I want to feel safe going to school." The room tilted. His throat went tight. He had written those exact words when he was 7. Different handwriting. Same desperation. He never gave his note to anyone. Kept it hidden in a drawer at home. Still had it. "Who made you write this?" His voice came out rough. Not angry. Something worse than angry. The girl's lip quivered. "Nobody made me. I can't keep going to school like this." Cassian knelt down, got to her eye level. His guards looked shocked. Their boss never knelt for anyone. "What's your name?" "Sky." "Sky, you came here by yourself?" She nodded. "Because nobody else would stop them?" Another nod. Tears started falling down her face. She tried to wipe them away fast, like crying was dangerous. Cassian knew that move too, wiping tears before anyone saw weakness. "What do you need from me?" he asked quietly. Not as a billionaire, as the boy he used to be. Sky's voice broke into pieces. "I just want you to walk me to school, just today, so they'll see, so they'll stop." Cassian blinked. She didn't ask for money, didn't ask him to hurt anyone, didn't ask for revenge. She asked for the smallest thing, someone to walk beside her. That small request felt bigger than anything he'd ever been asked. Behind him, his advisor whispered urgently, "Cassian, we have the board call in 5 minutes." Cassian didn't look away from Sky. "Cancel it." "Sir, this is millions of—" "I don't care. Cancel it." He stood and held out his hand to Sky. She looked at it like she couldn't believe it was real. Then she took it. Her hand felt tiny in his. "Let's go," he said. His empire could wait. This couldn't. The school's fluorescent lights buzzed overhead 3 days ago. Sky sat in the principal's office trying to explain what happened, but his eyes looked everywhere except her face. "These girls, their families are very involved here," he said quietly. Her mother's hand slammed on the desk. "My daughter comes home crying every single day." "And we're monitoring the situation," the principal said. His voice stayed calm, too calm. "But without concrete evidence, we can't just—" "Evidence?" Her mother's voice cracked. "What evidence do you need? Look at her arms." The principal glanced at Sky's bruises, then looked away, fast. "Kids play rough sometimes. We can't assume—" They pushed her into the bathroom wall. according to Sky, but the other girls say it was an accident. Sky felt like a ghost, like she wasn't even in the room. Her mother stood up. "So, you're calling my daughter a liar?" "I'm saying we need more than one person's word." The walk home was quiet. Her mother's jaw stayed tight. Her hands gripped the steering wheel too hard. When they got home, her mother tried to sound strong. "We'll figure this out, baby, I promise." But Sky heard the fear underneath. Not fear for herself. Fear because she couldn't protect her own child. That night, Sky sat at her desk with a crayon. She wrote the only thing she could think of. "I want to feel safe going to school." She stared at those words for a long time, then folded the paper and put it under her pillow. People made wishes on birthday candles, on shooting stars, on coins thrown in fountains. Sky made wishes on notebook paper, but wishes were fragile. They broke easy. Her mother came in to say goodnight, kissed her forehead. "Tomorrow will be better." Sky nodded but didn't believe it. Tomorrow was never better. She lay in bed staring at the ceiling. Her stomach hurt thinking about walking to school in the morning. 8 blocks felt impossible. The girls would be waiting. They always waited. At the corner near the big tree, or by the fence, or in the bathroom between classes. They smiled when teachers looked, whispered mean things when teachers turned away, called her names she didn't understand but knew were bad, pushed her in hallways and said sorry really loud so everyone heard. Nobody ever saw the truth, or maybe they saw it and didn't care. Sky pulled the note from under her pillow, read it again in the dark. "I want to feel safe going to school." She thought about ripping it up. What was the point? Adults didn't listen. Teachers didn't care. The principal protected the wrong kids, but something stopped her from tearing it. Maybe it was hope, tiny and stupid, but still alive. She put the note in her backpack instead. Didn't know why, just felt like she should keep it. The next morning she got dressed slow. Her mother made breakfast, but Sky couldn't eat. "You okay, baby?" Sky nodded. Lying was easier than explaining. Her mother drove her halfway, had to get to work. "You sure you're okay walking the rest?" "I'm fine, Mama." Another lie. She got out of the car, watched her mother drive away, then stood alone on the sidewalk. 4 blocks left. 4 blocks of war. Sky reached the intersection where the safe part ended. Across the street stood that tall building, the one everyone whispered about. The man who lived there scared everybody. Even the mean girls never went near his block. Sky looked at that building, then reached into her backpack, pulled out her note. Her heart pounded so hard she heard it in her ears. "If nobody will help me," she whispered. Her feet started moving before her brain could stop them. Across the street. Toward the building. Toward the man everyone feared. Because fear was all she had left. Sky's feet touched the other sidewalk. She was on Cassian Ward's block now. Adults always walked fast past this building. Kids crossed the street to avoid it. But Sky kept walking forward. 2 bodyguards noticed her immediately. Their hands went to their earpieces. One stepped toward her. "You lost, kid?" "No." Sky lifted her chin. "Barely, but enough. I need your boss." Both guards froze. People didn't just ask for Cassian. They sent letters, made appointments, begged through assistants. Nobody walked up and asked, especially not a 6-year-old. "Who sent you?" Sky's answer came out shaky but true. "Everyone who didn't help me." The guard's face changed. Something in his eyes softened just a little. He pulled out his phone, pressed one button. "Boss, there's a kid here." He paused. "Says people are hurting her on your street." Silence on the other end. Then a voice Sky couldn't hear said something. The guard looked at her different now, like she mattered suddenly. "He says come up." The world shifted. Everything felt different. The other guard opened the tall glass door. Sky walked through. Inside felt cold, clean, expensive. Her shoes squeaked on the shiny floor. The elevator was all mirrors. Sky saw herself everywhere, small, scared, out of place. Her reflection looked like a little girl walking into a giant's castle. The elevator moved up. Her stomach dropped. She gripped her backpack straps tighter. The note in her pocket felt like it weighed 100 pounds. What if he laughed at her? What if he got mad? What if he called her mother? What if he was worse than the girls at school? The elevator dinged, doors opened, and there he stood. Cassian Ward. Sky understood instantly why adults whispered his name. He was tall, really tall. His suit looked sharp enough to cut. His eyes looked cold. Her bullies would disappear just looking at him, but her feet stayed frozen. Cassian turned toward her fully. "Come here." His voice wasn't mean, just firm. Sky walked forward on shaking legs. She reached into her pocket, pulled out the folded note, held it toward him with trembling fingers. Cassian took it, unfolded it slowly, read it. His whole face changed. The coldness cracked. Something painful flashed in his eyes. He stared at those 7 words like they hurt him. "I want to feel safe going to school." When he looked back at Sky, his voice came out different, low, almost dangerous, but not at her. "Who made you write this?" The way he said it made Sky feel something she hadn't felt in months. Safe. She didn't know why. This man scared everyone, but right now she felt safer than she had in forever. "Nobody made me. Her voice cracked. "I can't keep going like this." Cassian stared at her, then did something that shocked everyone in the room. He knelt down, got to her eye level. His guards looked at each other. Their boss never knelt for anyone. "What's your name?" "Sky." "Sky." He said it like he was memorizing it. "You came here alone?" She nodded. "Because nobody else stopped them." Another nod. That's when the tears started. Sky tried to stop them. Crying made things worse. Crying made the girls laugh harder. But the tears came anyway. Fast, hot, unstoppable. She covered her face with her hands. I'm sorry. Don't apologize." Cassian's voice got quieter. "You walked into my building asking for help. That's not weakness, that's strength." Sky looked up at him through her tears. Nobody ever called her strong before. "What do you need from me?" he asked, not like a billionaire talking to a random kid, like someone who understood. Sky's voice came out so small. "I just want you to walk me to school. Just today. So they'll see. So they'll stop." Cassian blinked. Behind him someone whispered about a meeting, about the board, about millions of dollars. Cassian didn't look away from Sky. "Cancel everything." "Sir," I said, "cancel it." He stood and held out his hand. Sky stared at it. This man everyone feared was offering to walk her to school. She took his hand. It felt warm, strong, safe. "Let's go." Sky didn't mean to keep crying, but once the tears started, they wouldn't stop. She tried wiping them away fast, but more kept coming. Cassian's guards stood there stiff. They didn't know what to do with a crying child in their boss's office. Cassian surprised everyone. He knelt down again, stayed at her level. A man who made grown adults nervous brought himself down to meet a shaking 6-year-old. "Sky." He used her name like it mattered. "You walked here by yourself?" She nodded through tears. "Because the adults at school wouldn't help?" Another nod. Cassian closed his eyes for a second. When he opened them, something had changed in his face. He looked tired suddenly. Or maybe sad. Or maybe just human. I know what that feels like. Sky's crying slowed. She looked at him confused. "You do?" "Yes." He said it so quiet only she could hear. "When I was your age, I wrote the same words you wrote. But I never showed anyone. I kept it hidden because I thought nobody would care." Sky's tears stopped. "Really?" "Really." Cassian reached out slow. Gave her time to move away if she wanted. She didn't move away. He gently wiped a tear from her cheek with his thumb. You're braver than I was. You asked for help. I never did. But you're not scared of anything. Cassian almost smiled. Almost. Everyone's scared of something, Sky. I just learned to hide it better. Behind them, his phone kept buzzing. People kept trying to reach him. He ignored all of it. What do you need from me? He asked again. Sky's voice came out barely above a whisper. Just walk me to school. That's all. Just so they see you. Just so they know. She paused. They're waiting for me right now, at the corner. They always wait. That sentence hit Cassian hard. They're waiting for me. He remembered being 7, knowing the bullies would be at the playground, at the bathroom, at the gate, always waiting, always hunting. How long has this been happening? Since September. 3 months. 3 months of a little girl walking to school knowing. Pain was waiting. Cassian stood up. Get the cars ready. His head guard spoke up. Sir, we have... I don't care what we have. Get the cars. The guard nodded and left fast. Cassian looked at his assistant, who stood frozen by the door. Clear my schedule for today. The entire day? Yes. But sir, the merger... will wait. His assistant opened her mouth, then closed it. She'd never seen him like this. She left quickly. Cassian turned back to Sky. Are you ready? Sky wiped her face one more time. What if they don't stop? What if seeing you doesn't work? It'll work. How do you know? Cassian's voice went firm. Because people like them only understand one thing. Power. And today, they're going to see you have it. But I don't have power. Yes, you do. You walked into my building when everyone else was too scared. You asked for help when everyone told you to stay quiet. That's power, Sky. She looked down at her shoes. It doesn't feel like power. It never does. Not at first. The elevator dinged. His guards came back. Cars are ready, boss. Cassian held out his hand again. Sky took it. Her hand felt tiny in his, but she gripped tight. They walked to the elevator together. As the doors closed, Cassian looked down at her. When we get there, I need you to do something for me. What? Walk with your head up. Don't look at the ground. Look straight ahead. But I always look down. I know. Today you don't. Can you do that? Sky thought about it. Looking down kept her safe, made her invisible. But invisible wasn't working anymore. I'll try. That's all I'm asking. The elevator reached the ground floor. Doors opened. Outside, 3 black cars waited. Guards stood beside them. The neighborhood would see this. Everyone would see this. Cassian walked Sky to the middle car, opened the door himself. She climbed in. He got in beside her. Where's your school? Monroe Elementary, 8 blocks from here. 8 blocks that felt like 8 miles. Cassian nodded to the driver. The cars started moving. Sky looked out the window. Her heart pounded. They're going to see us coming. Good. What if they tell their parents? Let them. Sky turned to look at him. Aren't you scared? Cassian looked at her straight. Not of them. Never of them. The car turned the corner. 5 blocks left. 4 blocks left. Sky's hands started shaking in her lap. Cassian noticed. Tell me about them. What? The girls. Tell me who they are? Sky's voice got smaller. Madison. She's the main one. Her mom is on the school board. Then there's Brianna and Kayla. They do whatever Madison says. What do they do to you? Sky looked at her hands. They wait for me at the corner by the big tree. Push me when teachers aren't looking. Say things. What kind of things? Her voice cracked. That I'm ugly. That my clothes are cheap. That nobody likes me. That I should just stay home. Cassian's jaw tightened. How long? Every day since September. 3 blocks left. And the school knows? My mom told the principal. He said they need proof. Said maybe I'm being too sensitive. Cassian's hand curled into a fist, then relaxed. That changes today. How? Because you're not alone anymore. The car slowed down. 2 blocks left. Sky could see the school now, the fence, the tree. And there they were. Madison, Brianna, Kayla, standing at their usual spot, waiting. Sky's breathing got fast. They're there. They're right there. I see them. Can we go back? Can we just go back? Cassian turned to face her fully. Sky, look at me. She looked up, tears filling her eyes again. You are stronger than you think. You walked into my building by yourself. You asked for help. That took more courage than most adults have. I don't feel strong. You don't have to feel it. You just have to be it. The car stopped in front of the school. The girls saw the cars, saw the guards getting out. Their faces changed from confident to confused. Cassian opened his door, stepped out. Every parent near the fence stopped talking. Every kid stopped moving. Cassian Ward didn't come to elementary schools. He walked around to Sky's side, opened her door, held out his hand. Sky stared at it. Outside that car, everything was scary. Inside, she was safe, but safe wasn't enough anymore. She took his hand, stepped out. The morning air felt cold. Madison's mouth dropped open. Cassian didn't look at them, didn't acknowledge them at all. He focused only on Sky. Head up, remember? Sky lifted her chin, just a little. They started walking toward the gate. Cassian's guards formed a loose circle around them, not threatening, just present. Parents whispered, "Is that Cassian Ward? Why is he here? Who's that little girl?" Madison stepped forward, tried to look brave. "Sky, you can't just—" Cassian's eyes shifted to her. He didn't say anything, didn't have to. Madison's words died in her throat. She stepped back fast. Brianna and Kayla moved behind her. Sky felt it happen. The fear that lived in her chest for 3 months started shrinking. Not gone, but smaller. They reached the gate. Sky's legs felt weak. I can't go in." Her breathing got faster. They're watching. Everyone's watching. Cassian knelt down right there, in front of everyone. That's right, everyone's watching, and what they're seeing is a girl who refused to be broken, who asked for help, who showed up today even though she was scared. But I'm so scared. Being scared doesn't make you weak. Showing up scared makes you brave. Sky's tears came back. "Please don't leave me here. Please don't go." Her voice broke completely. "Please." Something in Cassian's face shifted. He made a decision. "I'm not leaving." "You're not?" "No." He stood up, looked at his head guard. "Cancel everything for today. I'm staying." The guard's eyes went wide, but he nodded. Cassian looked back at Sky. "I'll walk you to your classroom. I'll stay until you feel safe." Sky couldn't believe it. "But don't you have important things?" "Nothing more important than this." She grabbed his hand tight. They walked through the gate together. Madison and her friends pressed against the fence, staring. Teachers came out of the building. The principal rushed over. "Mr. Ward, I wasn't aware you'd be visiting today." Cassian's voice stayed calm but cold. "I'm walking Sky to class." "Oh, well, I'm sure that's not necessary." "It is." The principal's face went red. Of course. They walked past him, into the building. Kids lined the hallways, staring. Sky usually walked with her eyes down. Today she looked straight ahead, because Cassian was beside her, and beside him she didn't have to be invisible anymore. They reached Sky's classroom door. Her teacher, Mrs. Palmer, stood there frozen, staring at Cassian like she couldn't process what she was seeing. "Sky, is everything okay?" Cassian answered before Sky could. "She's fine, just making sure she gets to class safely." Mrs. Palmer's eyes went to Sky, then back to Cassian. "I see. Well, thank you, Mr. Ward." She didn't know what else to say. Cassian looked down at Sky. "You good?" Sky nodded, but her hands gripped his tighter. She wasn't ready to let go yet. Kids filed into the classroom around them, whispering, staring. Madison walked past with her head down, wouldn't even look at Sky. That had never happened before. Sky's teacher cleared her throat. "Sky, honey, we need to start class soon." Sky's grip got tighter. Cassian knelt down one more time. "I'll be right outside. The whole time. I'm not leaving. Promise?" "Promise." Sky let go slowly, started walking into the classroom, then stopped, turned around, ran back to Cassian and hugged him. Not a small hug, a desperate one. Her arms wrapped around his neck, her face pressed into his shoulder. "Thank you," her voice muffled against his suit. "Thank you. Thank you. Thank you." Cassian froze. He wasn't used to this. People didn't hug him. People feared him, respected him, worked for him. Nobody held on to him like he was the only safe thing in the world. His guards watched shocked. Parents in the hallway stopped walking. Teachers stared. Slowly, Cassian's arms came up. He hugged her back. Gently, carefully, like she might break. "You're safe now." His voice came out rough. "I promise you're safe." Sky didn't let go. She couldn't. For 3 months, nobody protected her. Nobody believed her. Nobody made it stop. Until today. Until him. Her tears soaked into his expensive suit. "Please don't leave. Please. I'm not going anywhere. They'll come back when you're gone." "No, they won't." "How do you know?" Cassian pulled back just enough to look at her face. "Because everyone in this building just saw what happens when someone messes with you. They saw me show up. They saw me walk you here. They saw me promise to protect you." He wiped a tear from her cheek. "Nobody's going to touch you again. Ever." Sky's breathing slowed down. "You really promise?" "I really promise." She hugged him one more time. Quick. Then let go and walked into the classroom. Mrs. Palmer gave Cassian a long look. "Thank you for this. Whatever this is." Cassian stood. "Make sure she's safe in there." It wasn't a request. Mrs. Palmer nodded fast. "Of course, absolutely." Cassian turned to his guards. "2 of you stay here. Watch the classroom. Nobody bothers her." They nodded. He walked down the hallway. Parents moved out of his way. The principal rushed up to him. "Mr. Ward, can we talk in my office?" "No. I just think we should discuss." "There's nothing to discuss. Sky was being hurt. You did nothing. That stops today." The principal's face went pale. "We have procedures. Your procedures failed. A 6-year-old had to walk into my building and ask a stranger for help because the adults here wouldn't do their jobs." Other parents heard this, started listening. "Mr. Ward, I assure you we take bullying very seriously. You take donations seriously. You take important families seriously. You didn't take Sky seriously." The principal opened his mouth, closed it, had no response. Cassian leaned closer, kept his voice low so only the principal heard. "If anything happens to that girl again, you'll have more than an angry parent to deal with. You'll have me. And I don't work through procedures." He stepped back. "Are we clear?" The principal nodded. His hands shook slightly. "Crystal clear." "Good." Cassian walked to the front of the school. His phone buzzed constantly. Messages. Missed calls. Emergencies that weren't really emergencies. He ignored all of it. Found a bench outside Sky's classroom window where he could see in. Sat down. His guards looked confused. "Boss, you're staying?" "I said I would." "The whole day?" "Yes." One guard pulled out his phone. Started rescheduling everything. Cassian watched through the window. Sky sat at her desk, kept looking over at the window, checking if he was still there. Every time she looked, he gave a small nod. "I'm here. I'm not leaving. You're safe." After the 3rd time, she looked, her shoulders relaxed. She opened her notebook, started writing. For the first time in 3 months, Sky felt like she could breathe in school. And outside, Cassian sat on an uncomfortable bench canceling million-dollar meetings. Because some promises mattered more than money. By lunch, the whole school knew. Cassian Ward was sitting outside a first-grade classroom. Had been there for 3 hours. Wasn't leaving. Kids whispered in hallways. Teachers talked in the break room. Parents started showing up, making excuses to check on their kids, really just wanting to see if the rumors were true. They were. Cassian sat on that bench like it was his office. Guards stood nearby but not too close. He answered emails on his phone, took calls, ran his empire from a school hallway, but every few minutes he looked through the window, checked on Sky. She checked back, their silent promise holding strong. Madison's mother showed up at noon. Mrs. Chen. Expensive clothes. Expensive car. Expensive attitude. She marched straight to the principal's office. Her voice carried through the halls. "You're allowing this?" Some man sitting outside classrooms? The principal's voice came back quieter. "That's Cassian Ward. He's here because I don't care who he is. This is inappropriate." "Mrs. Chen, perhaps we should discuss why he felt the need to come here in the first place." Silence, then her voice again. Sharper. "What's that supposed to mean?" "Your daughter and Sky have had some incidents." "Kids have disagreements. That's normal." Sky's mother filed 3 complaints. Sky has bruises. Madison said those were accidents. "Mrs. Chen, are you calling my daughter a liar?" The same words the principal used on Sky's mother. Funny how different they sounded now. Outside, Cassian's phone rang, his assistant. "The board wants to know when you're coming back." "I'm not." "Sir? I'll be here until 3. Then I'm driving Sky home." "But the Singapore deal closes today." "Handle it." "Sir, I can't authorize, then it waits until tomorrow." He hung up. One of his guards sat down next to him. "Boss, can I ask you something?" Cassian nodded. "Why this kid? You get requests for help every day. Why her?" Cassian watched Sky through the window. She was reading a book, looking peaceful. "Because she reminded me who I was before I became this." The guard waited. "When I was 7, someone pushed me down the stairs at school. Broke my arm. The principal said I fell. My parents believed the principal." He paused. "I wrote a note just like Sky's. Never showed anyone. Kept it hidden for 30 years. And she showed you hers." "She did. And I couldn't ignore it." The guard nodded slowly. "That's good, boss. That's really good." Inside the classroom, the bell rang for recess. Kids lined up to go outside. Sky looked toward the window, her face worried. Cassian stood immediately, walked to the door. Mrs. Palmer saw him. "Mr. Ward, we're just going to recess." "I know, I'm coming." "You want to come to recess?" "Yes," she blinked. "Okay then." The kids filed outside. Sky stayed close to her teacher, eyes scanning for Madison. Cassian walked onto the playground. Every kid stopped playing. Every conversation died. The playground monitor's walkie-talkie crackled. The principal's voice came through. "Is he on the playground?" "Yes, sir." "Just let him be. Don't interfere." Cassian found a spot near the swings where he could see everything. Sky went to the monkey bars. Glanced back at him. He nodded. "Go ahead." She climbed up slowly. Madison stood by the slide with Brianna and Kayla. They saw Sky, saw Cassian, looked away fast. For the first time ever, Sky played at recess without looking over her shoulder, without waiting for someone to push her, without fear tightening her chest. A smaller kid came up to Cassian. Little boy, maybe 5. "Are you a superhero?" Cassian almost smiled. No. Then why are you here? To make sure everyone plays nice. The kid thought about that. Oh, like a teacher, but scarier. Something like that. The kid ran off. Recess ended. Kids lined up. Sky walked past Madison's group. Madison's eyes stayed down. Sky walked taller. Cassian saw it, that tiny shift in her posture. She was starting to believe she deserved to feel safe. They went back inside. Cassian returned to his bench. More emails, more calls, more people asking when he'd be back. He wasn't going anywhere. At 2 o'clock, Sky's teacher brought her to the door. She asked if she could see you for a minute. Cassian stood. Sky walked over, her hands behind her back. Hi. You stayed all day. I promised I would. She smiled, actually smiled. Nobody's bothered me, not once. Good. Madison asked the teacher to move her seat, away from me. How do you feel about that? Sky thought about it. Safe. That one word made everything worth it. I have to go back to class now. Okay. She started to leave, stopped, came back, hugged his leg quick, then ran back inside before he could react. Cassian stood there, his empire waiting, his phone buzzing, his schedule destroyed, and none of it mattered, because a little girl smiled today. 3 o'clock came. The final bell rang. Kids poured out of classrooms. Cassian stood outside Sky's door, waiting. She came out holding her backpack, saw him. Her whole face lit up. You're still here. Told you I would be. Other kids stared as they walked past. Parents picking up their children stopped and watched. Mrs. Palmer came to the doorway. Sky had a good day today. Best day she's had all year, actually. Cassian nodded. Sky grabbed his hand. Can you walk me home? That's the plan. They walked through the hallway together. The principal stood near the exit. Tried to smile. Mr. Ward, thank you for your involvement today. Cassian didn't respond, just kept walking. Outside, Madison's mother waited by an expensive car. She saw Cassian and Sky. Her face went tight. Madison came out, saw them, froze. Get in the car, Madison. Her mother's voice sharp. Madison got in fast. Mrs. Chen stared at Cassian for a long moment. He stared back. She got in her car, drove away quickly. Sky squeezed Cassian's hand. She looked mad. She can be mad. What if she gets Madison to be meaner? She won't, because now she knows I'm watching. They walked down the street. Guards followed at a distance. Kids from school kept staring. One girl walked up nervous. Sky? Sky tensed. Yeah? I'm sorry for not saying anything. When they were mean to you, I should have said something. Sky blinked. It's okay. No, it's not. I was scared they'd be mean to me too. But that was wrong. The girl walked away, fast. Cassian looked down at Sky. How does that feel? Weird. Good weird. They kept walking. At the corner where the girls used to wait for her, Sky slowed down. Her breathing got faster. This is where they always were. I know. Every single morning. Cassian stopped walking, knelt down. Look at me. She did. They're not here now, and they won't be here tomorrow, or the day after. You know why? She shook her head. Because you're not alone anymore. And bullies only pick on people they think are alone. But you can't walk me every day? Maybe not. But everyone thinks I will. And that's enough. Sky looked at the empty corner, the spot that haunted her every morning. It looked different now. Smaller. Less scary. Can we keep going? Yeah. They walked past the corner. 3 blocks from home, Sky started talking. Really talking. About school, about her favorite subject, about a book she was reading. Things she couldn't talk about before because fear took up all the space in her head. Now that space was clearing. Cassian listened to everything. Asked questions. Treated her words like they mattered. Because they did. They reached her apartment building. Old. Kind of run down. Nothing like Cassian's world. He didn't care. Sky's mother rushed out the front door. She'd been waiting. When she saw them together, her eyes filled with tears. "Baby," she dropped to her knees, pulled Sky into a hug. "Are you okay? Did something happen?" "I'm okay, Mama. I'm really okay." Her mother looked up at Cassian. "You really walked her to school?" "Yes." "And you stayed?" "All day." Her mother's hand covered her mouth. "Why would you do that? You don't even know us." Cassian's voice came out quiet. "Because someone should have done it for me." The truth hung in the air between them. Sky's mother stood slowly. "Thank you. I don't know how to thank you enough. Keep her safe. That's enough. I try so hard, but I know." He did know. Single mother, working multiple jobs probably, doing everything right but still not enough protection. The world wasn't fair that way. "Can I ask you something?" Her mother's voice shook. "Yes." "Why her? Why my daughter?" Cassian looked at Sky. She smiled up at him. "Because she was brave enough to ask." Sky hugged his leg again. "Will you come back tomorrow?" Cassian hesitated. He had meetings, deals, responsibilities. But then he looked at her face. "Yes, I'll come back tomorrow." "Promise?" "Promise." Sky's mother wiped her eyes. "Mr. Ward, would you like to come inside? I can make coffee or—" "No, thank you. I need to go." He looked at Sky one more time. "Be brave tomorrow, like you were today." "I will." He turned to leave. "Mr. Ward?" Her mother called. He stopped. "You're a good man." Nobody had called him that in years. "I'm just a man who remembered what it's like to be scared." He walked to his car. Guards opened the door. As they drove away, Cassian looked back. Sky and her mother stood on the steps, waving. He lifted his hand slightly. Waved back. Inside his chest, something warm spread. Something he hadn't felt in decades. Hope. Not for himself. For someone else. And somehow that felt better than any deal he'd ever closed. Cassian sat in his penthouse that night. City lights spread out below him. His phone showed 47 missed calls, 23 urgent emails, 6 voicemails from the board. He ignored all of it. Instead, he opened his desk drawer, the one he never opened. Inside was a small wooden box. He lifted the lid slowly. There, yellow with age, folded carefully. The note he wrote when he was 7, his handwriting shaky and small. "I want to feel safe going to school." The same words Sky wrote. 30 years apart. Same pain, same fear, same desperation. He unfolded it gently. Remembered the day he wrote it, sitting at his kitchen table, his mother at work, his father gone, nobody to tell, nobody to help. So he wrote it down and hid it away. Carried that fear alone for years. Let it turn him hard. Let it build walls so high nobody could reach him. Until today. Until a 6-year-old girl knocked on those walls and they cracked. His phone rang. His head of security. "Boss, we need to talk about today." "What about it?" "You can't keep doing this. Walking kids to school. Sitting on benches all day. You have enemies. People who'd use this against you. Let them try." "Sir, I'm serious. You made yourself vulnerable today." Cassian looked at Sky's note on his desk, then at his own note in his hand. "I've been invulnerable for 30 years. It didn't make me happy." Silence on the other end. "Boss, are you okay?" "I'm fine. Better than fine, actually." He hung up, stood and walked to the window. His reflection stared back. Expensive suit, cold eyes, sharp edges. The man he built himself into. Untouchable. Unreachable. Alone. But today he knelt on a school floor, sat on an uncomfortable bench for hours, held a crying child, made promises he intended to keep, and for the first time in decades he felt human again. His assistant knocked on the door, came in without waiting for an answer. "The board wants an emergency meeting. They're concerned about today." Tell them I'll take the meeting tomorrow. They want it tonight. Tomorrow. She hesitated. Cassian, what's going on? This isn't like you. Maybe it should be. What does that mean? He turned to face her. How many charity requests do we get a week? Hundreds. You reject them all. What if I stopped rejecting them? Her eyes went wide. You want to become a philanthropist? I want to help people who need it. People the system ignores. Why the sudden change? Cassian looked at the 2 notes on his desk. Because I met someone who reminded me what it's like to need help and not get it. His assistant followed his gaze, saw the notes. Is that from the girl? Yes, and from me. 30 years ago. Understanding crossed her face. Oh, Cassian, I didn't know you. Nobody did. That's the point. Nobody knew, because nobody asked, just like nobody asked Sky until she had nowhere else to go. He sat down heavily. I spent 3 decades building walls, making money, gaining power. And for what? So I could sit alone in a penthouse pretending I didn't remember what it felt like to be scared? You're not alone. You have us, the company. That's not the same. His assistant sat across from him. What are you going to do? I don't know yet, but I'm going back tomorrow, and the day after, until Sky feels safe enough to walk by herself. The board won't like that. The board works for me, not the other way around. She nodded slowly. Okay, I'll handle the board. You handle Sky. After she left, Cassian sat in silence. His phone buzzed again, a text from his head guard. Pictures from today are circulating. Social media? News sites. They're calling you the Billionaire Protector. Cassian almost laughed. He'd been called worse. Another text came through, this one from a number he didn't recognize. He opened it. A picture of Sky smiling at dinner. Her mother must have taken it. Below the picture, 1 sentence. She ate without crying tonight. First time in months. Thank you. Cassian stared at that message for a long time. All the deals he'd closed, all the companies he'd bought, all the money he'd made. None of it ever made him feel what he felt right now. Useful. Needed. Human. He texted back. See you tomorrow morning. 3 dots appeared immediately. Then a response. She's already picking out her outfit. Says she wants to look brave. Cassian smiled. Actually smiled. A real one. He couldn't remember the last time that happened. He put both notes back in the box, but this time he didn't close it. Left it open on his desk. A reminder of who he was, who Sky was, and who they were becoming together. 2 people who knew what it meant to be afraid, finally finding the courage to be safe. Morning came fast. Cassian woke before his alarm, got dressed differently than usual, less formal, still sharp, but softer somehow. His driver waited downstairs. Where to, boss? Sky's apartment. The driver nodded like this was normal now. Maybe it was becoming normal. They pulled up at 7:30. Sky stood outside with her mother, wearing a yellow dress, hair in 2 puffs with ribbons. She saw the car and smiled so big, ran over before Cassian even got out. You came back. I said I would. Her mother walked over slower. Mr. Ward, you really don't have to keep doing this. I know. You have your own life, your own responsibilities. This is my responsibility now. Sky grabbed his hand. Ready? Ready. They started walking. Her mother called after them. Thank you. Again. Cassian nodded. They walked the 8 blocks together. This time Sky talked the whole way. About her homework, her favorite color, a bird she saw yesterday. Normal kid things. Things she couldn't say before when fear took up all the space. At the corner where the girls used to wait, Sky didn't even slow down. Just kept walking. Kept talking. The fear that lived there was fading. They reached the school. Kids already there stared. He's back. He came again. I told you he would. whispers everywhere. Madison's car pulled up. Her mother got out, saw Cassian. Her face went tight, but she didn't say anything. Just hurried Madison inside. Madison kept her head down the whole time. Didn't even glance at Sky. The principal stood at the entrance. "Good morning, Mr. Ward." "Sky." "Morning." Cassian's voice flat. "I wanted to let you know we've implemented new supervision protocols. Extra monitors during recess and lunch." "Good. And we've spoken to the families involved about appropriate behavior." "Make sure it stays that way." The principal nodded quickly. "Of course. Absolutely." Sky tugged Cassian's sleeve. "I can go in by myself today." "You sure?" She nodded, but her hand squeezed his tight. "I'm sure. But will you be here after school?" "I'll be here." "Promise?" "Promise." She let go slowly, walked toward the door, stopped, looked back. Cassian gave her a small nod. "You got this." She took a breath, walked inside, head up, shoulders back. Cassian watched until she disappeared down the hallway. His phone rang, the board chairman. "Cassian, we need to talk." "I'm listening." "This thing you're doing. With the child. It's becoming a distraction." "From what?" "From business, from the company. From your responsibilities." Cassian's jaw tightened. "My responsibility is whatever I say it is. The shareholders are concerned. The shareholders can wait. This isn't like you. Maybe I'm tired of being like me." Silence. Then the chairman's voice softer. "What happened to you, Cassian?" "Nothing happened. I just remembered something I'd forgotten." "Which is?" "That some things matter more than profit margins." He hung up. His head guard approached. "Boss, we got a problem." "What kind?" "Madison's family. They're talking to lawyers, saying you intimidated their daughter." Cassian almost laughed. "I never said a word to her. They're saying your presence was threatening." "My presence was protection. For Sky." "I know, boss. Just giving you a heads up." "Let them try. I didn't break any laws." "They're powerful people." "So am I." The guard nodded. "What do you want us to do?" "Document everything, every interaction, every conversation. I want a record." "Already on it." Cassian's phone buzzed, a text from Sky's mother. "The school called. Said Sky volunteered to read aloud in class this morning. First time all year. Whatever you're doing, it's working." Cassian stared at that message. Sky volunteering, speaking up, taking space. That's what safety looked like. He texted back. "Good. That's really good." Another message came. "I don't know how to repay you for this." "You don't need to. Just keep being her mom, that's enough." 3 dots appeared, then stopped, then appeared again. "Can I ask you something personal?" "Yes." "Why does this matter so much to you?" Cassian thought about his answer, about the note in his desk drawer, about the boy he used to be, about the walls he built. He typed slowly. "Because nobody did it for me. And I don't want her to become what I became, which is hard, cold, alone." The response came fast. "You're not alone anymore." Cassian read that 3 times. Something in his chest loosened, a knot he didn't know he'd been carrying. "Thank you," he typed back. "No, thank you. For seeing her, for believing her, for showing up." Cassian put his phone away, looked at the school building. Inside those walls, Sky was learning she deserved to take up space. Learning her voice mattered. Learning fear didn't have to win. And outside, Cassian was learning something too. That the strongest walls he'd built weren't protecting him. They were trapping him. And maybe it was okay to let them fall. A little girl showed him that. A little girl who was braver than any businessman he'd ever met. She asked for help when she needed it. Something he'd never learned to do. Maybe it was time he learned. His assistant called. "The Singapore deal fell through. They wanted you there personally." "Then we'll find another deal." Cassian, this was months of work. I'll make it back. When? When you're done playing bodyguard? I'm not playing anything. I'm keeping a promise. To a child you just met. To a child who needed someone to show up. And I did. And I'll keep showing up. Silence. Then his assistant's voice changed, softer. Okay, I'll handle the board. You handle Sky. Thank you. For what? For understanding. She laughed quietly. I don't understand. But I trust you. By lunch, the story had spread beyond the school. News vans showed up on the street. Reporters trying to get interviews. Mr. Ward, why are you walking a child to school? Mr. Ward, is this a publicity stunt? Mr. Ward, can you comment on the allegations? Cassian ignored all of them. His guards kept them back. Inside the school, parents started talking. Some thought it was sweet, others thought it was strange. Madison's mother led the second group. She stood in the parking lot with 3 other mothers. It's inappropriate. A grown man hovering around children. He's protecting that little girl. From what? From kids being kids? Your daughter pushed Sky into a wall. Mrs. Chen's face went red. That was an accident. 3 times? Madison said, Madison lies. We all know it. We just didn't say anything because you're on the school board. Mrs. Chen's mouth opened, closed. How dare you? It's true though, isn't it? Your daughter bullies other kids and we all look away because you donate money. Other parents nearby stopped talking, started listening. One mother spoke up quiet. My son came home crying last month, said Madison took his lunch money. I didn't report it because I was scared you'd retaliate. Another parent nodded. My daughter too. Madison called her ugly every day for a week. Mrs. Chen looked around. More parents watching now. This is ridiculous. You're all ganging up on a child. No. We're finally telling the truth. Mrs. Chen grabbed her purse. I'm reporting all of this to the principal. Go ahead. He already knows. He just didn't care until Cassian Ward showed up. Mrs. Chen stormed off. The other parents looked at each other. One laughed nervously. Did that really just happen? Yeah, it did. Because some billionaire decided to walk a kid to school. Not just that. Because he stayed. Because he meant it. Inside, Sky sat at lunch with her tray. Usually she ate alone. Today, 2 girls sat down across from her. Can we sit here? Sky looked surprised. Yeah? I'm Maya. This is Sophie. I know who you are. We wanted to say sorry. For not being nice before. For not saying anything when Madison was mean. Sky didn't know what to say. It's okay. It's not okay. We should have been braver. Sophie nodded. You're really brave. Walking up to Cassian Ward's building by yourself? That's scary. I was really scared. But you did it anyway. That's what brave means. Sky smiled small. My mom says the same thing. They ate together. Talked about normal things, TV shows, favorite snacks, dogs versus cats. For the first time, Sky had friends at lunch. Across the cafeteria, Madison sat with Brianna and Kayla, but they weren't really talking, just sitting there quiet. Other kids kept looking at their table, whispering. Madison felt it, the shift. She wasn't the powerful one anymore. Sky was. After lunch, Sky's teacher pulled her aside. Sky, can I talk to you for a minute? Am I in trouble? No, honey. The opposite. I wanted to say I'm sorry. Sky blinked. For what? For not seeing what was happening. For not protecting you better. For waiting until Mr. Ward showed up to take it seriously. Mrs. Palmer's eyes got watery. You deserved better from me. From all of us. Sky didn't know what to say. Adults didn't usually apologize to kids. It's okay. It's not. But I'm going to do better. I promise. Sky nodded. Thank you. At 3 o'clock the bell rang. Kids rushed out. Sky grabbed her backpack, walked to the front entrance. Cassian stood there, waiting. Just like he promised, her whole face lit up. You stayed again. Of course. All day? All day. She grabbed his hand. They walked outside together. News cameras turned on. Reporters shouted questions. Sky, how do you know Mr. Ward? Sky, are you related? Sky, what's your last name? Cassian's guards moved fast, blocked the cameras, made a clear path. Cassian knelt down to Sky's level. Ignore them. Just look at me, okay? She nodded. They walked through the crowd. Cameras flashing, questions flying. Sky kept her eyes on Cassian. He kept his hand firm around hers. When they got clear, Sky let out a big breath. That was scary. I know. You did good. Why do they care so much? Because people aren't used to seeing powerful people help without wanting something back. But you don't want anything. Cassian looked at her. I want you to be safe. That's all I want. Sky squeezed his hand. I feel safe now. Really safe. They walked the rest of the way in comfortable silence. At her building, her mother waited outside. She'd been watching the news, saw the cameras. Oh my God, are you okay? I'm fine, Mama. Mr. Ward protected me. Her mother looked at Cassian. This is getting out of control, the media, the attention. I can make it stop. How? I can stop coming. Stay away. Let things calm down. Sky's hand gripped his tighter. No, please don't stop. Her mother saw the panic in Sky's face. Baby, maybe it's better if... No, Mama. I need him. Just a little longer, please. Her mother's eyes filled with tears. She looked at Cassian. What do you think? I think Sky gets to decide when she feels safe enough. Not us. Her mother nodded slowly. Okay. Okay then. Sky hugged Cassian quick. Thank you. For not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. He meant it. Sky ran inside to do homework. Her mother stayed on the steps with Cassian. She wrapped her arms around herself. Can I be honest with you? Please. I've been terrified every single day for 3 months, watching my baby come home crying, bruises on her arms, nightmares every night. Her voice cracked. I went to the school 5 times. 5 times. They did nothing. Made me feel crazy, like I was overreacting. Cassian listened. Then you show up and suddenly everyone cares. Suddenly there's new rules, new supervision, apologies. She wiped her eyes. Why did it take you? Why couldn't they just believe me? Because the system protects money, not kids. That's not right. No, it's not. She looked at him straight. Why are you really doing this? And please don't say it's because nobody helped you. There has to be more. Cassian was quiet for a moment. When I read her note, I saw myself. Saw the kid I was. Scared. Alone. Believing nobody cared. He paused. I built a whole empire trying to never feel that way again. Made myself powerful so nobody could hurt me. But power didn't heal anything. Just buried it deeper. And Sky? Sky reminded me that pain doesn't go away by ignoring it. It goes away by helping someone else not feel it. Her mother nodded slowly. You're healing yourself by healing her. Maybe. Or maybe she's healing me. They sat in silence. A police car drove by slowly. Stopped. Officer rolled down the window. Everything okay here? Sky's mother tensed. We're fine. The officer looked at Cassian. You're Cassian Ward. I am. Just making sure there's no trouble. No trouble. Just walking a kid home from school. The officer nodded. Good, good. We got some calls. People concerned about the media attention. The media will leave when they get bored. Hope so. Lot of kids at that school. Parents are nervous. Nervous about what? A child being protected? The officer shifted. Just doing my job, sir. He drove off. Sky's mother let out a breath. Even the police are watching now. Let them watch. I'm not doing anything wrong. I know. But what if they twist it? What if they make it look bad? They can try. His phone buzzed. His lawyer. Don't answer calls from reporters. Don't make statements. Let me handle the legal side. There's a legal side? Madison's family is exploring their options. Harassment, intimidation. They're reaching. I never touched their kid, never spoke to her. I know. That's why they won't win. Just stay quiet. Keep doing what you're doing. Cassian hung up. Sky's mother heard enough to understand. They're coming after you because of this. I expected that. You're losing money, deals, time, and now maybe legal trouble. All for a kid you barely know. I know her enough. But why? Why risk everything? Cassian looked at the door Sky went through. Because money comes back, deals come back, time gets replaced. But childhood? That doesn't come back. Whatever happens to Sky now shapes who she becomes. I can't fix my own childhood, but I can fix hers. Her mother's tears fell freely now. I've never met anyone like you. Most people haven't. She laughed through tears. Can I hug you? Is that weird? It's not weird. She hugged him quick, tight. Thank you. For seeing her. For believing her. For showing up. That's what adults are supposed to do. But most don't. I know. She pulled back. Do you have kids of your own? No. Ever want them? Cassian thought about it. I never thought I'd be good at it. Thought I was too damaged, too cold. And now? Now I think maybe I could have been, if I'd dealt with my own stuff first. It's not too late. I'm 53. So? People have kids at 53. Cassian almost smiled. Maybe? Sky came to the window upstairs, waved. They both waved back. She's different already, her mother whispered. The way she walks, the way she talks. She has hope again. Good. I can't lose that. I can't lose you walking away and her going back to how she was. I won't walk away until she's ready. Promise? Promise. The door opened. Sky came back out. Mama, can Mr. Ward stay for dinner? Her mother looked at Cassian. Can you? Cassian checked his phone. 17 missed calls, 9 urgent emails, 2 board members threatening to quit. Yeah, I can stay. Sky grabbed his hand, pulled him inside. The apartment was small, clean, warm, pictures on the walls, Sky's drawings on the fridge, a home, something Cassian's penthouse never felt like. Her mother cooked pasta. They ate at a small table. Sky talked the whole time, about school, about Maya and Sophie, about the book she was reading. Normal dinner conversation, the kind Cassian never had growing up, the kind he never had as an adult either. After dinner, Sky showed him her drawings. This one's you. She'd drawn a tall figure in black, holding hands with a small figure in yellow. That's really good. You can have it if you want. Really? Yeah, so you remember. I won't forget. But just in case. He took the drawing carefully. Thank you, Sky. I'll keep it forever. Her smile could have lit the whole city. Cassian left around 8. Sky hugged him at the door. See you tomorrow? See you tomorrow. He drove home in silence. The drawing sat on the seat beside him. At every red light he looked at it. A tall black figure holding hands with a small yellow one. Simple, honest, real. When he got to his penthouse, he didn't put it away. Taped it to his office wall, right next to his degrees and awards. His assistant called at 9. 2 board members quit. 3 more are threatening. They say you've lost focus. Then they can leave too. Cassian, you built this company from nothing. You can't just let it fall apart. It's not falling apart. It's changing direction. To what? Babysitting? Cassian's voice went cold. Careful. She caught herself. I'm sorry. That was out of line. I just don't understand what's happening. I'm finally doing something that matters. Your company matters. Your employees matter. And they'll be fine. The company runs itself. I have good people in place, but they need leadership. They'll get it. Just not every second of every day. She sighed. The media is everywhere. They're digging into your past, Sky's past, her mother. They're making it a story. Let them. They're saying you're using this for publicity. Anyone who knows me knows that's not true. But the public doesn't know you. I don't care what the public thinks. You should. Public opinion affects stock prices, affects partnerships, affects everything. Then maybe we need new partners who care about more than profit. Silence. You've really changed, haven't you? Yes. Is that good or bad? I don't know yet. Ask me in a year. He hung up, looked at the drawing again. His phone buzzed. Unknown number. He almost didn't answer, then did. Hello? Heavy breathing on the other end. Then a young voice. Teenage. Shaking. Is this Cassian Ward? Who is this? You don't know me, but I saw what you did. For that little girl. Okay. I'm in 8th grade. There's this group of guys. They've been hurting me since 6th grade. Cassian sat up straight. Where are your parents? My dad doesn't care. My mom tries, but the school won't listen. Just like Sky's school. What's your name? Marcus. Marcus, do you need help right now? Are you safe? I'm safe right now. I'm home. But tomorrow I have to go back. And they'll be waiting. They're always waiting. Cassian's chest tightened. How did you get my number? I'm good with computers. Found it online. I know I shouldn't have called, but I didn't know what else to do. You did the right thing calling. Really? Really. Give me your address, your school, your phone number. Why? Because I'm going to help you. Silence, then crying. For real? For real. Marcus gave him the information through tears. You don't even know me. I know enough. I know you're scared. I know the system failed you. I know you needed someone to show up. Just like Sky. Just like Sky. Are you going to walk me to school too? If that's what you need? My school is across town. That's far. I don't care how far it is. More crying. Thank you. Thank you so much. Marcus, listen to me. Tomorrow morning I'll be at your house at 7:30. Be ready, okay? Okay. And Marcus. Yeah? You're going to be safe now, I promise. After they hung up, Cassian sat in the dark. One kid turned into two. How many more were out there? How many more Marcuses and Skys suffering in silence? He called his assistant back. Remember when you asked what direction the company was changing? Yes. I want to start a foundation. For kids being bullied. For families the system ignores. I want to help them all. Cassian, that's a huge undertaking. I have huge resources. This will change everything. Good. Everything needs to change. She was quiet. Okay, I'll start the paperwork tomorrow. Thank you. Cassian? Yeah? I think this is good. What you're doing. It's really good. He looked at Sky's drawing. It's the first thing I've done in 30 years that feels right. That night he barely slept. Kept thinking about Marcus. About Sky. About all the other kids out there writing notes nobody would read. At 6 a.m. he got up, got dressed. At 7 he was in his car heading to Marcus's address, a different neighborhood, rougher, poorer, but the pain was the same. Fear doesn't care about zip codes. He pulled up at 7:25, waited in the car. At 7:30 a skinny kid with a backpack came out, looked scared, looked small, looked exactly like Cassian did at that age. Marcus saw the car, froze. Cassian got out. Marcus? The kid nodded. I'm Cassian. Marcus's eyes filled with tears. You really came. I said I would. People say a lot of things. I keep my promises. Marcus walked over slowly. My mom wants to meet you. She doesn't believe this is real. Let's go meet her then. They walked to the apartment together. A tired-looking woman answered the door, saw Cassian. Her hand went to her mouth. "You actually came?" "Yes, ma'am." "Why? Why would you help us?" Cassian looked at Marcus. "Because nobody helped me." Marcus's mother stood in the doorway shaking. "I saw you on the news, with that little girl." "Sky." "Yes, Sky, and my son called you." "He did the right thing." She looked at Marcus. "Baby, go wait in the car. I need to talk to Mr. Ward alone." Marcus hesitated. "It's okay," Cassian said. "I'll be right there." Marcus left. His mother stepped outside, closed the door. "Are you going to hurt my son?" The question hung heavy. "No, ma'am. I'm going to protect him." "Why should I believe you?" "I don't know you." "You shouldn't believe me. You should trust your gut." "Does your gut say I'm lying?" She studied his face hard. "No, but I've been wrong before." "I understand. But look at the facts. I showed up. On time. I asked your permission. I'm not rushing you. I'm not pressuring Marcus. I'm just offering to walk him to school. Men don't just do things for free. Some men do. Not in my experience." Cassian understood. Single mother. Probably been through things. Learned to distrust offers that seemed too good. "Call Sky's mother. Her number is public now. Ask her if I'm safe. Ask her if I kept my promises." She pulled out her phone. Searched. Found articles about Sky. Found her mother's name. "You'd really let me call her?" "I want you to." She dialed. Put it on speaker. It rang 3 times. "Hello? Hi. Is this Sky's mother?" "Yes." "Who is this?" "My name is Angela. My son Marcus called Cassian Ward last night. He's here right now offering to walk my son to school, and I don't know if I should trust him." Silence. Then Sky's mother's voice came through. Warm. "Let him. Trust him. He saved my daughter's life." "He didn't hurt your daughter?" "No. He protected her. Is still protecting her. Every single day he shows up. He keeps every promise. My daughter smiles now. She sleeps through the night. She has friends." Angela's eyes filled with tears. "Really? Really? I was scared too at first. Thought it was too good to be true. But it's real. He's real. Thank you. Call me anytime. Seriously. If you need anything." They hung up. Angela wiped her eyes. "Okay. You can walk him. But I'm telling you right now, if anything happens to my son, nothing will happen to him. You have my word." She nodded. "He's all I have." "I know." Cassian walked to the car. Marcus sat in the back looking terrified and hopeful at the same time. "Your mom said okay?" Marcus nodded. "What's your school's name?" "Jefferson Middle School." "Tell me about the boys." Marcus's voice got quiet. "There's 5 of them, led by this kid Devin. His dad is a cop." Cassian's jaw tightened. "Of course he is." "They corner me in the bathroom, take my lunch money, push me in the halls, call me names." "How long?" 2 years. 2 years. A child suffering for 2 years. Teachers know? They say boys play rough. Say I need to toughen up. The same words Cassian heard at 7. That changes today. How? You'll see. They drove to the school. Marcus got more nervous with every block. They're going to be so mad. Devin doesn't like when people stand up to him. Devin doesn't matter anymore. But his dad is a cop. He can make things bad for you. Let him try. They pulled up to the school, kids everywhere. Cassian got out, opened Marcus's door. Ready? No. That's okay. You don't have to be ready. You just have to walk. Marcus got out slow. Kids started noticing. Who's that? Is that Marcus? Why is there a guy with him? That's Cassian Ward. The one from the news? Yeah. Whispers spread fast. 5 boys stood by the entrance, Devin in the middle. bigger than the others, meaner looking. He saw Marcus, smiled cruel, then saw Cassian. The smile died. Cassian and Marcus walked straight toward them. Marcus's hand shook. They're right there. I see them. What are you going to do? Nothing. You are. What? Walk past them. Head up. Don't look down. Don't run. Just walk. I can't. Yes, you can. I'm right here. They got closer. Devin stepped forward, tried to look tough. Who's this Marcus? Your bodyguard? Marcus opened his mouth. Nothing came out. Cassian's hand rested on Marcus's shoulder. That small touch gave Marcus courage. This is Mr. Ward. He's walking me to class. Devin laughed. You need someone to walk you? What are you, a baby? Cassian's eyes locked on Devin. Didn't speak. Didn't have to. Devin's laugh died. He stepped back. His friends stepped back with him. Marcus felt it happen. The shift. The power moving from them to him. They walked past. Nobody touched them. Nobody said anything. Inside the school, Marcus stopped. They didn't do anything. No, they always do something. Not today. Marcus's eyes filled with tears. Is it really going to be different now? Yes. How do you know? Because everyone just saw what happens when they mess with you. They saw me, and they won't forget. A teacher approached. Excuse me, students only beyond this point. I'm walking Marcus to class. Sir, I'll have to call the principal. Call him. She did. 5 minutes later, the principal came out, saw Cassian. His face went pale. Mr. Ward, this is unexpected. Is it? You've had complaints about Marcus for 2 years. Nothing changed, so I'm here to change it. The principal looked at Marcus, then at Cassian. We have protocols. Your protocols don't work. Today we try something new. I walk Marcus to class, make sure he's safe. Then I leave. Simple. I'm not sure that's appropriate. Neither is letting kids get hurt for 2 years. But here we are. The principal had no answer for that. Fine, but just today. We'll see about that. Cassian walked Marcus to his classroom. Other kids stared the whole way. Teachers whispered. At the classroom door, Marcus stopped. Thank you. I'll be back at 3. You don't have to. I know, but I will. Marcus nodded and went inside. Cassian turned to leave. His phone buzzed. Sky's mother. Where are you? Sky's waiting outside. You said 7:30. Cassian checked his watch. 8:15. He'd gotten so focused on Marcus, he forgot about Sky. I'm on my way. 10 minutes. He ran to his car, drove fast, pulled up to Sky's building at 8:25. She stood on the steps with her mother, face worried. When she saw him, she ran over. I thought you weren't coming. I'm sorry. I had to help another kid. Another kid like me? Yes. Her face changed from worried to understanding. That's okay then. Was he scared? Very scared. Did you walk him to school? I did. Good. He probably needed you. Cassian knelt down. You're not mad I was late? No, you were helping someone. That's more important. This 6-year-old understood better than most adults. They walked to school together. Sky talked about a test she had today, about a book she finished, normal things, safe things. At the school gate, she stopped. Can I go in by myself today? Cassian felt something shift in his chest. Pride, maybe. You sure? Yeah, I'm not scared anymore. Not like before. What changed? She thought about it. I know you'll show up if I need you. That's enough. Cassian's throat got tight. You can always call me. Any time. I know. She hugged him quick, then walked into school. Head up. Smiling. Not looking over her shoulder. Cassian watched until she disappeared inside. His phone rang, his head of security. Boss, we have a problem. What now? Devin's father, the cop. He filed a complaint. Says you intimidated his son. I never said a word to his son. He says your presence was threatening, that you're targeting his family. Cassian almost laughed. His son has been tormenting Marcus for 2 years. But I'm the problem? That's what he's claiming. Says if you show up at that school again, he'll have you arrested for harassment. On what grounds? He'll find grounds. He's a cop. They stick together. Cassian's jaw tightened. So Marcus just goes back to being hurt because his bully's dad has a badge? I'm just telling you what I'm hearing. Well, hear this. I'm going back at 3 o'clock. If he wants to arrest me, he can try. He hung up, sat in his car. This was getting complicated. His phone buzzed again. Angela, Marcus's mother. Mr. Ward, I just got a call from the school. They said you can't come back, that it's a security issue. Devon's father made threats. What kind of threats? Legal ones. Doesn't matter. I'm still showing up. Mr. Ward, I appreciate what you're doing, but I can't have my son's situation get worse. It won't get worse. It'll get better. Trust me. I want to. But his father is a cop. He has power. So do I. Silence. Okay, I trust you, but please, be careful. I will. He drove to his office, had a meeting with his legal team. 3 lawyers sat around the table. Cassian, this is getting messy. 2 families now. Media attention. Legal threats. You need to stop before this gets out of control. It's already out of control. It's been out of control for years. I'm just the first person to do something about it. By inserting yourself into situations that don't involve you, they involve me now. That's not how the law works. Then the law is broken. His head lawyer sighed. What do you want us to do? Protect me legally. Document everything. If Devon's father tries something, I want proof I did nothing wrong. We can do that? But Cassian? What? This could cost you. Reputation. Money. Time. Are you sure it's worth it? Cassian thought about Sky's smile this morning. About Marcus's tears yesterday. Yes, it's worth it. At 2:30 he left the office, headed to Marcus's school. Police car sat in the parking lot. Devon's father waiting. Cassian parked anyway. Got out. The cop approached immediately. Mr. Ward. Officer, I asked you not to come back here, and I chose not to listen. I can arrest you for trespassing. This is a public school. During school hours, I have every right to be here. You're harassing my son. I never spoke to your son, never touched him, never threatened him. Your presence is threatening. To who? To bullies who don't want to be held accountable? The cop's face went red. My son is not a bully. Marcus has bruises, has panic attacks, has been complaining for 2 years, but sure, your son's innocent. Kids play rough. That's what bad parents say when they don't want to admit their kid is cruel. The cop stepped closer. Watch yourself, Ward. You might be rich, but you're not above the law. Neither is your son. They stood there, tension thick. The bell rang. Kids poured out. Marcus came out, saw Cassian. His whole face brightened, saw the cop. His face fell. Devon came out behind him, smirked when he saw his dad. Cassian walked past the cop, straight to Marcus. Ready to go home? Marcus nodded. They walked to the car together. The cop followed. Marcus, is everything okay? Marcus looked at his bully's dad, the man who never helped him, then at Cassian, the man who showed up. Everything's fine now. The cop's jaw tightened. Devon looked confused. For the first time, his protection wasn't working. Cassian opened the car door for Marcus. He got in. They drove away. In the rearview mirror, the cop stood there, angry, powerless, watching someone finally stand up to his son's cruelty. Cassian dropped Marcus home. Angela met them at the door. How was school, baby? Good, Mama. Really good. She looked at Cassian with tears in her eyes. Thank you. I'll be back tomorrow. Devon's father was there? Yes. What happened? Nothing. He made threats. I ignored them. Marcus is safe. Marcus hugged Cassian's side quick, then went inside. Angela stayed outside. Mr. Ward, can I ask you something? Yes. How long can you keep doing this? You have a life, a business. This can't go on forever. Cassian thought about it. As long as it needs to. That's not an answer. It's the only one I have. She nodded slowly. Whatever you're running from, or healing from, or trying to fix, I hope you find it. Those words hit different. Thank you. He drove back to Sky's building, wanted to check on her. Knocked on the door. Her mother answered. Mr. Ward, is everything okay? Just wanted to see how Sky's day went. She's doing homework. Come in. He stepped inside. Sky looked up from the table. You came back? Just checking on you. I'm good. Today was really good, actually. She showed him her test. Got an A. I wasn't even nervous taking it. Usually tests make me shake, but today I just did it. Cassian felt that warmth in his chest again. That's great, Sky. Her mother offered coffee. They sat at the small table while Sky worked on math problems. She's different, her mother whispered, like a weight lifted off her. Good. But I worry about what happens when you stop coming, when life goes back to normal. Maybe normal needed to change. For her or for you? Cassian looked at Sky bent over her homework, peaceful, safe. Both of us. His phone buzzed constantly. He ignored it. Her mother noticed. You're losing things because of this, aren't you? Business things. Some. How much? Enough to matter, not enough to stop. She studied him. You're a good man, Cassian Ward. I'm just a man trying to be better than he was. At 7, he left, drove home. His penthouse felt cold, empty. He poured a drink he didn't want, stood at the window looking at the city. His phone showed 52 missed calls, 30 messages, all urgent, all demanding his attention. He opened his desk drawer, took out the box with his childhood note, set it next to Sky's drawing on his wall. 2 moments separated by decades, both showing the same truth. Fear doesn't disappear with age or money or power. It just hides better. His phone rang again. His oldest friend. Someone he hadn't talked to in months. He answered. James. Cassian, what the hell are you doing? What do you mean? You're all over the news, walking kids to school, fighting with cops, canceling deals. The board thinks you're having a breakdown. Maybe I am. That's not funny. I'm not joking. Silence. Talk to me, man. What's going on? Cassian sat down heavy. Do you remember 7th grade? What? 7th grade, when those guys used to corner me after gym class. James went quiet. Yeah, I remember. Do you remember what you did? I didn't do anything. I'm sorry I didn't help. I was scared too, and... Exactly. You were scared. The teachers were scared. My parents didn't believe me. Nobody helped. And I survived, but I never healed. Cassian. I built walls so high nobody could touch me. Made myself so powerful nobody could hurt me. But those walls didn't protect me. They just trapped me. So this is about your childhood? This is about stopping other kids from becoming what I became. Hard, alone, afraid to trust anyone. James took a breath. That's actually beautiful, man. It's necessary, but you're going to lose everything you built. Maybe I built the wrong things. Your company employs thousands of people, and it'll keep employing them. I have good people running day-to-day operations. They don't need me hovering every second. But the board can replace me if they want. I don't care anymore. You don't care about the company you spent 30 years building? I care. But I care about this more. Silence stretched. You've really changed. I had to. The old version of me wouldn't have survived much longer. What does that mean? It means I was dying inside James, slowly, Everything looked successful from the outside, but inside I was empty. This? Helping these kids? It's the first time I felt alive in decades. Then keep doing it. Forget what anyone says. Keep doing it. I plan to. After they hung up, Cassian sat in the dark. His rule had always been to never get personally involved, never let emotions guide decisions, never let anyone close enough to hurt you. He'd broken every single one, for a little girl who wrote a note, for a teenage boy who called a stranger, for himself, the boy he used to be. His phone buzzed one more time. Unknown number, a message, no words, just a picture, a folded note. I want to feel safe going to school. Different handwriting, different kid, same pain. Below the picture, one sentence. Can you help me too? Cassian stared at his phone. One kid became two became three. How many more were out there? He texted back. Yes, send me your address. The third kid's name was Emma. 9 years old, different school, different neighborhood, same fear. Cassian picked her up at 7. Her father answered the door. Single dad. Worked nights. Looked exhausted. You're really him. I'm really him. Why are you doing this? Because I can. Emma came to the door. Small. Quiet. Wouldn't make eye contact. Hi, Emma. She nodded but didn't speak. Her father knelt. Down. Baby, it's okay. He's here to help. She grabbed her dad's hand tight. Cassian understood. Emma, you don't have to go with me if you don't want to. This is your choice. Always. She looked up at him finally. Will you really walk me to school? Yes. And stay until I'm safe? Yes. Promise? Promise. She let go of her dad's hand, took Cassian's instead. Her father wiped his eyes. Thank you. God, thank you. They walked to the car. Emma sat in the back. Didn't talk. Just looked out the window. At her school, Cassian opened her door. Ready? She shook her head. That's okay. We can sit here as long as you need. They sat for 5 minutes. Emma's breathing got faster. They're in there. The girls who hurt you? She nodded. They call me names. Pull my hair, hide my backpack. How long? Since September. Always September. The month when hope dies for so many kids. Teachers know. They say I'm being dramatic. Cassian's jaw tightened. That changes today. How? You'll see. They got out of the car, walked to the entrance. A group of 5th grade girls stood near the door, saw Emma, started whispering, saw Cassian, stopped whispering. Emma walked past them. They didn't say anything, didn't touch her, just watched. Inside, the principal came rushing over. Sir, you can't just... I'm walking Emma to class. You can call security, call the police, call whoever you want, but I'm walking her to class. The principal looked at Emma, then at Cassian. Fine, but we need to have a conversation after. Looking forward to it. Cassian walked Emma to her classroom. At the door, she stopped. Thank you. I'll be here at 3. You don't have to keep coming. I know, but I will. She smiled, tiny. Went inside. Cassian turned to leave. The principal waited in the hallway. My office, now. They walked to his office. Cassian sat down. Mr. Ward, I understand what you're trying to do, but this is highly inappropriate. What's inappropriate is a 9-year-old being tormented and nobody doing anything about it. We have protocols. Your protocols don't work. You can't just show up at schools and walk around. Watch me. The principal's face went red. I could have you removed. Try it. See what happens when the media finds out you're protecting bullies and removing the one person actually helping. That's not fair. Neither is letting Emma suffer. Silence. The principal looked tired suddenly. You think I don't care? You think I don't see what's happening? I think you see it and choose not to act. It's not that simple. These families donate money, serve on boards, have lawyers. If I come down too hard, they make my life hell. So you sacrifice kids to keep your job comfortable. The principal flinched. That's not what I'm doing. That's exactly what you're doing. Cassian stood. I'll be back at 3. You can accept that and work with me, or fight it and look bad. Your choice. He left. By the time he got to Marcus's school, it was 8:30. Marcus waited outside, looking worried. I thought maybe you couldn't come today. I'm here. Just had to help someone else first. Another kid? Yeah, Emma. She's 9. Marcus nodded, understanding. How many of us are there? Right now? 3. But I think there's going to be more. What are you going to do? Help all of them. How? You're just one person. Cassian thought about that. I don't know yet, but I'll figure it out. At 9:15, he reached Sky's school. She'd already gone in, but he went to check on her anyway. Found her at recess. She saw him through the fence, ran over smiling. You came to visit? Just checking on you. I'm good, really good. Madison doesn't even look at me anymore. That's great. Are you okay? You look tired. This kid worried about him. I'm fine, just busy. Helping other kids like me? Yes, she smiled big. Good. Everyone deserves what you gave me. Cassian's chest got tight. Thanks, Sky. Will you still walk me home sometimes? Anytime you want. Maybe just Fridays, so I don't forget? Fridays it is. She hugged him through the fence, ran back to play with Maya and Sophie. Cassian watched her, happy, safe, free. This is what healing looked like. His phone rang, his assistant. 3 more families contacted us. Their kids saw the news. They want help too. Cassian closed his eyes. Get their information. I'll reach out. Cassian, you can't do this alone. There's too many. Then I'll get help. How? I'll hire people. Train them. Create a team. That's going to cost. I don't care what it costs. These kids need help now, not later, now. Okay, I'll start organizing. Thank you. Cassian? Yeah? I'm proud of you. That caught him off guard. Thanks. By the end of the day, he'd walked 3 kids to school, checked on Sky, fielded calls from 7 more families, met with lawyers twice, ignored the board completely. At 8 p.m., he sat in his car outside Emma's building, exhausted. His phone buzzed. Sky's mother. Just wanted to say thank you. Again. Sky asked to join the school talent show. She's never done anything like that before. She's singing. Cassian smiled. That's amazing. It's because of you, because you showed her she deserves to take up space. He didn't know what to say. When is it? Friday night, 7 p.m. You're invited. She specifically asked if you'd come. I'll be there. Friday came fast. Cassian spent the week walking kids to school. Emma, Marcus. 2 new kids named Tyler and Jasmine. Every morning at 7, he started his rounds. By 9, he'd walked 4 children through their fear. By 10, the exhaustion hit. But he kept going. His business suffered. Stock dropped 6%. 2 major clients left. The board scheduled an emergency vote. He didn't care. Friday morning, Sky bounced down her apartment steps. Tonight's the show. I know, I'll be there. Front row? Front row. She grabbed his hand. They walked to school together. At the gate, Madison stood with her mother. Mrs. Chen looked different, less sharp, less confident. Madison looked at the ground. Sky walked right past them. Didn't hide, didn't shrink, just walked. Mrs. Chen stopped Cassian. Mr. Ward, can we talk? He waited. I owe you an apology. And Sky, and her mother. Cassian said nothing. My daughter has been cruel. I made excuses because I didn't want to admit I'd raised someone capable of hurting others. And now I'm getting her help, real help, therapy, and I've withdrawn my complaint against you. What changed your mind? She looked at Madison. I saw what fear looks like. Saw it in your kids' faces. Then I realized Madison was scared too. Scared of not being powerful. Not being in control. I taught her that fear. And I'm sorry. Cassian nodded. Tell Sky, not me. Mrs. Chen walked over to where Sky stood with her teacher. Sky? Sky turned, tensed. I'm sorry. For what Madison did, for what I allowed. You didn't deserve any of it. Sky blinked. Adults never apologized to her. Okay. That's it? Just okay? What else do you want me to say? Mrs. Chen's eyes got watery. Nothing. You don't owe me anything. I just wanted you to know I was wrong. She walked back to her car. Madison followed. At the car, Madison turned, looked at Sky, mouthed 2 words. I'm sorry. Sky nodded, didn't smile, didn't wave, just acknowledged it. That was enough. Cassian walked Sky to her classroom. How do you feel? Weird. Good weird. She apologized. Yeah, I didn't think she would. People can change. Can they really? You did. You're not scared anymore. I'm still scared sometimes, but not like before. That's all anyone can ask? At her classroom door, she stopped. Tonight's going to be scary. Singing in front of people? Yeah, what if I mess up? Then you mess up. Nobody's perfect. But what if people laugh? They won't. And if they do, I'll be right there. She smiled. Okay. See you tonight. See you tonight. That evening, Cassian arrived at the school at 6:30. The auditorium filled with families. He found a seat in the front row. Emma's father sat a few rows back, waved. Marcus's mother sat across the aisle, smiled. The new families he'd helped nodded as they passed, a community forming around protection. At 7, the lights dimmed. The principal walked on stage. Welcome everyone to our annual talent show. We have some wonderful performances tonight. Kids sang, danced, did magic tricks. Then Sky's name was called. She walked on stage in her yellow dress, hair in 2 puffs, hands shaking. She found Cassian in the crowd. He nodded. You got this. She took the microphone. The music started. She missed the first note. Started over. This time her voice came through, clear. Singing about sunshine, about hope, about being brave. Her voice wasn't perfect, but it was real, honest. By the second verse, her hands stopped shaking. By the chorus, she smiled. The song ended. Silence. Then Cassian stood, started clapping. Emma's father stood, Marcus's mother, the other families. Soon the whole auditorium was standing, clapping for a little girl who found her voice. Sky's eyes filled with tears, happy tears this time. She bowed, ran off stage. After the show, Cassian found her backstage. She jumped into his arms. I did it. I really did it. You were amazing. I was so scared. But you did it anyway. That's courage. Her mother came over crying. My baby, my beautiful brave baby. They hugged tight. Other kids from the show came over. Sky, you were so good. Can you teach me to be brave like you? Sky looked surprised. She was the example now, not the victim. The example. Madison appeared at the edge of the crowd. Sky saw her. Madison waved small. Sky waved back. Forgiveness didn't mean friendship, but it meant moving forward. Outside, Cassian walked Sky and her mother to their car. Thank you for coming, her mother said. Wouldn't miss it. Sky hugged him tight. You're my hero. Cassian's voice came out rough. You're mine too. She looked up confused. I'm 6. How am I your hero? Because you showed me how to be brave, how to ask for help, how to heal. She smiled. We're both brave then. Yeah, we are. She got in the car. They drove away. Cassian stood in the parking lot. Emma's father approached. Mr. Ward, Emma wanted me to give you this. He handed over a drawing. Emma had drawn Cassian as a superhero, cape and everything. She thinks you have powers. I don't. You do, though. You have the power to show up. Not everyone has that. Marcus's mother came over next. Marcus hasn't had a panic attack in 5 days. 5 days. That's a record. That's great. It's because of you. Tyler's mom, Jasmine's dad, 2 more families, all saying thank you, all saying their kids were healing. Cassian felt something he hadn't felt in 30 years. Purpose. Not the hollow purpose of making money, real purpose. Mattering to people who needed him. His phone buzzed. His assistant. The board voted. They're removing you as CEO. Cassian looked at all the families around him, at the drawings kids made him, at the smiles, at the healing. Okay, that's it? You built that company? And now I'm building something better, which is? A life that matters. He hung up, walked to his car, drove home. His penthouse felt different tonight. Not empty, full of purpose, full of meaning, full of all the things money couldn't buy. He looked at the wall where Sky's drawing hung, added Emma's superhero picture next to it. His phone buzzed one more time. Unknown number. A picture of a note. I want to feel safe going to school. Different handwriting. Kid number 8. Cassian smiled. Texted back. Send me your address. I'll be there Monday. 3 months passed. Cassian walked 17 kids to school now. Every morning, every afternoon. His company ran without him. His bank account got smaller. His purpose got bigger. The media called him the billionaire guardian. Parents called him a miracle. Kids called him hope. He just called it right. Monday morning, he stood outside Sky's building at 7:30. She came down with her mother, taller somehow, confident. I don't need you to walk me anymore. Cassian felt proud and sad at the same time. You sure? Yeah, I'm not scared. And Maya and Sophie walk with me now. That's really good, Sky. But can we still have Friday dinners? Just so we don't forget? Her mother smiled. You're always welcome. Sky hugged him. Different from the first hug. That one was desperate, clinging, survival. This one was grateful, warm, love. Thank you for saving me. You saved yourself. I just showed up. Showing up is everything. She let go. Walked down the street with her friends, head high, laughing, free. Her mother stood next to Cassian. You gave me my daughter back. She was always there, just buried under fear. Still, thank you. She went back inside. Cassian drove to Marcus's building. Marcus waited outside. Ready? Actually, Mr. Ward, can I walk by myself today? Yeah? Yeah. Devin switched schools. His dad got transferred, and I made some friends, real ones. Cassian's chest warmed. That's amazing, Marcus. But can I still call you? When I need to talk? Anytime. Marcus hugged him quick. You change my life. You change mine. Marcus smiled and walked toward school, shoulders back, not looking over his shoulder, healed. One by one, the kids graduated from needing him. Daly, Emma, Tyler, Jasmine, all walking to school on their own, all smiling, all safe. By the end of the month, only 3 kids needed daily walks. By the end of the second month, only 1. A new girl named Riley, but she was getting braver too. Cassian's foundation officially launched, hired 20 people, trained them to do what he did, show up, listen, protect. The board tried to sue him for abandoning the company. The case got thrown out. His employees threw him a party instead, celebrating the man he became, not the man he was. Friday night, Cassian went to Sky's for dinner. Her mother cooked. They ate together, talked about school, about life, about normal things. After dinner, Sky brought out a photo album. Mama's been taking pictures. She showed him pages of photos. Sky at the talent show. Sky with her friends. Sky smiling at school. Sky just being a kid. On the last page was a photo of them. The first day. Cassian walking her to school, her hand in his. That's the day. Everything changed, she said. For both of us. Later that night, Cassian drove home. His phone showed a message from James. Saw your foundation launched. Proud of you, man. You finally found what you were looking for. Cassian thought about that. He spent 30 years looking for power, money, success, trying to fill a hole that never filled, until a 6-year-old girl knocked on his car window, asked for help, and showed him what actually mattered. Not what you build, but who you help build themselves back up. He pulled up to his building, walked inside. The penthouse didn't feel empty anymore, even when he was alone, because he wasn't really alone. He had Sky, Marcus, Emma, all the kids, their families, his team, a whole community built on one simple truth. Show up for people who need you. His phone buzzed. Unknown number, a picture, a note. I want to feel safe going to school. Kid number 23. Cassian smiled, typed back. I have someone who can help. Her name is Sarah. She'll be there Monday. You're not alone anymore. He put his phone down, looked at his wall, covered now with drawings, notes, photos, evidence of lives changed, of healing happening, of one hug that changed everything. Because that's what it was, that desperate hug outside Sky's school, when a scared little girl clung to a stranger and a broken man learned how to feel again. They saved each other that day. She reminded him what it meant to be vulnerable. He showed her what it meant to be protected. Together, they proved something the world needed to see. That one person showing up can change everything. That asking for help is strength, not weakness. That healing is possible when someone cares enough to stay. Cassian walked to his window, looked at the city. Somewhere out there, 23 kids slept safer tonight. Because someone finally showed up. Someone finally said yes. Someone finally kept their promises. And it all started with a 6-year-old girl who wore a red cardigan, wrote a note, and dared to ask the man everyone feared for the one thing everyone deserves, safety. He'd spent his whole life building walls. She taught him to build bridges instead. And in the end, that made all the difference. Not just for her, for him, for all of them. One hug, one promise, one choice to show up. Changed an entire neighborhood, changed countless lives, changed everything, and proved that sometimes the smallest acts of courage create the biggest waves of change. Sky stopped being afraid. Marcus stopped being a target. Emma found her voice. And Cassian finally found what he'd been searching for his whole life. A reason to be soft again, a reason to care, a reason to believe that broken things can heal when someone brave enough shows up.